Welcome students to my second lecture on repatriation. So earlier we already discussed what is repatriation, what are the factors associated with repatriation, what is mentoring, and how mentoring should work out. So let us see. In this video also we'll discuss certain matters associated with repatriation. So let us start today's video. Okay, first we'll see what are the about repatriation activities and practices. Few repatriation activities and practices we'll see. Okay, so few practices are associated like pre-departure, during assignment, and upon return. So these three activities or three phases, you can say, these are arranged. Like during pre-departure, what are the practices are there? Like sponsored assignment, communication protocols should be established, web and media contacts for context, and pre-departure training and orientation. So for the purpose of reducing upcoming cultural shock or for giving specific specific knowledge about some certain areas, pre-departure training is also needed and orientation is also needed. So this is associated with pre-departure. Now, during assignment, what are the practices and activities are associated, like home leave should be granted, work-related information should be exchanged, and ongoing communication with sponsors, systematic pre-written orientation, like when the phase will come about returning phase will come, then systematic pre-written orientation should take place, and upon returning, new assignment, what would be his upcoming assignment when he will return, then organizational reconnection. So connection should be established, connection should be re-established, assistant with various other non-work related factors, non-work factors, or various non-work factors are there. Then rituals and ceremonies to share the experiences, whatever experiences he has, he had have in this during his foreign assignment. So these should be exchanged, these should be shared. So what will happen basically, it will boost the morale of the employee that my experience is being given importance, and others will also get knowledge, certain knowledge about his experience, about the new changes, about the new culture. So these are the activities and practices regarding repatriation. So what are the predictors for repatriation maladjustment? So these are the predictors for repatriation maladjustment. Why maladjustment may take place on repatriation, like length of the time abroad, length of the time of foreign assignment. So that is directly associated with the maladjustment. More time will lead to more maladjustment if we can pursue in this way. And certain unrealistic expectations of job opportunities, if the employee has some kind of unrealistic expectation, a lot of expectations upon returning, if that particular employee has in his mind, then it can lead to maladjustment and obviously downward job mobility. It is another maladjustment, another factor responsible for maladjustment and reduced work status. He might have enjoyed autonomy in his foreign assignment, but when he will come back to home, when where headquarters is situated, then he may have to work directly under the MDs, directly under the CEO. So in that case, he may lose autonomy, and sometimes what happens, negative perception uh, of help and support provided by the employers from employer side. If that particular employee has any kind of negative perception, that would be also that will also lead to maladjustment process. Then let us see what are the repatriate knowledge categories. What kind of knowledge categories are there regarding repatriation? So market specific knowledge you'd have a lot of specific knowledge related to market, and obviously personal skill set. You'll have new skill set, dynamic skill set. You'll have job related management skills, the network knowledge, then general management capacity. So these are the knowledge categories of repatriated employees. The repatriated employees will have this kind of knowledge, this kind of set of knowledge when he will return back. And let us see what is the actual repatriation process. So the repatriation process involves or includes preparation. First step is that preparation, then physical relocation, then transition, and then readjustment. So first, the things should be prepared. The things should be prepared in prior. Then physical relocation will take place. Then actual transition. Then readjustment. Means when he will come back to from his foreign assignment. So readjustment has to be there. So these are the four steps, four main steps regarding repatriation process. So let us discuss one by one. First step was preparation. So preparation, for the purpose of preparation. So here in this stage, development of plans, future plans, gathering information about the new position, means when he will come back to his organization, to his home country. So what would be his new position? So this future plan has to be there. And then physical relocation. If I talk about physical relocation, then removing personal effects, breaking ties. That means when physical relocation, actual physical relocation will take place, then personal barriers, personal effects should be removed, like breaking ties with colleagues and friends. The present his present colleagues and friends, it would be untied. Traveling to the next position, usually to home country. So he'll come back to the home country. So before that, the person needs to be given a lot of time, ample time, so that he or she says proper goodbye to his colleagues, to his friends. Otherwise, it may lead to tension. It may lead to frustration, because detachment is not good for all of us. So physical relocation, these are the factors involved with physical relocation, and then transition period. So obviously setting into temporary accommodations during this transition period, settling into temporary accommodation where necessary. If temporary accommodation needs to be given, then this has to be arranged. Then making arrangement for housing, schools, and carrying out other administrative tasks, another kind of administrative tasks for this purpose. So this would be associated with transition period. It may, for example, it may be renewing driver's license, then driving license, or applying for new health insurance, banking, etc. So these are the factors. These are the factors associated with transition. Then readjustment. Readjustment, that means coping with the changes. Like he will get a reverse cultural shock while returning to home. So for that purpose, readjustment has to be there, proper readjustment, like company changes, reverse cultural shock, career demands, that has to be fulfilled, that has to be addressed. So these are the main stages of repatriation phases. So first was preparation, then physical relocation, then transition, then readjustment. So let us see what are the challenges of effective repatriation. So few challenges are there. First is that organizational factors. Few challenges are associated with organizational factors. Few challenges are associated with individual factors. Few challenges are associated with social cultural factors. So from the Aspect of organizational factors. If the organization has no formal repatriation program, so that would be that will destroy the whole process. That will not be helpful to complete the whole expatriation process. So for this also, this plays another important organizational factor. Then small proportion of repatriation program, if it is considered for the spouse, like spouse plays very important role, as we discussed earlier. So if very small proportion of repatriation program is there for spouse, then uh, pressure may come from the side of spouse. So this is another, for this, the repatriation may get failed. And another reason for not having good repatriation program by the organization, it may be lack of uh, requisite expertise. If proper expertise is not yet there, proper experts are not there, good experts are not there, then it may lead to distraction. Then minimizing program cost, if the because of financial crunch, or it may be because of company policy. If proper cost is not given, proper cost is not given for this program, or proper budget is not allocated for this program, so for this purpose also it may get destructive result and lack of perceived need by the top management. Even if management doesn't find that there is a need of proper repatriation program, the organization may not have any formal repatriation program. So these are the formal organizational factors. Then obviously individual factors or job related factors, that would be career anxiety, work adjustment, coping with new role and demands, and loss of status and pay. That means if no post assignment is guaranteed, guarantee of employment, then career anxiety will occur. So after returning, what would be their role if they are not clear about it? What would be their designation if they are not clear about it? Then it would be destructive for them for the whole process. Then work adjustment, the employment relationship, career expectations, re-entry position, then devaluing the international experiences. If the international experiences is not valued, then work related maladjustment may occur. And coping with new roles and demands, like new coping with new role, coping with new responsibilities, new role clarity would be there. And another part would be loss of status and pay. As we discussed earlier, there may be loss of autonomy. For this purpose also, individual factors may occur. And responsibility, lower pay. If he is getting lower pay after returning, then it may create huge negative impact on the repatriated employees. Okay, then what are the social or cultural programs, cultural factors? Let us see. So if the expatriate served in the foreign assignments in a high profile or high position, he might have enjoyed considerable and sustained interaction with the social or economic and political elites of the host country. And on returning, he may find disappointment that I enjoyed a lot of power, I enjoyed a lot of status uh, in the host country. So this I'm not finding here. So it may create a lot of tension, a lot of anxiety may occur. Then readjustment problem of his own heart accompanying with family members must be taken into considerations. Like with the family members also, maladjustment may occur. Then reestablishment of social networks in home country, like with readjustment with family, friends, relatives, that would be difficult. If that becomes difficult, so that plays as a social factor. Children may not encounter social readjustment problems in schools because they are not updated with the latest trends in the home country. So children also may find it difficult while studying in school. Now, how to managing repatriation? So successful repatriation would be required. Certain things, certain actions should be taken. First is that in these three areas like re-expatriation, repatriation program would be there, and repatriation strategies. Okay, so re-expatriation can be offered by several for several benefits. Like it can contribute to the skill of the expertise, whose skill and abilities can be used as and when the need will arise for the next time. Then relocation of competent people in the international assignment. Okay. Then next, so how to design a repatriate program. So what are the topics should cover in repatriation program? Let us see. So in repatriation program, so repatriation and physical relocation and transition information that company will help with. So what would be their physical relocation? What would be their they should be given information about his transition, about his repatriation. Like financial assistance, this program may include financial assistance and tax assistance, uh, loss of to compensate loss of overseas allowances. Re-entry position or career path should be assisted so that they can pursue the repatriated employee should pursue his career goal. And reverse cultural shock should be managed very efficiently. Okay, and school system of children's school education. This would include this also. Otherwise, things will may become failure. Then workplace changes. That means corporate culture, structure, centralization or decentralization. So from these aspects also it has to be managed. Stress management and communication related training can be given, establishing networking opportunities so that he can re-establish his network, and he need to be helped in forming new social contract. Okay, so these are the topics covered by repatriation program. So I hope the core concepts are understood. So thank you all of you. Thank you.